What are your thoughts on the future of Arsenal and will they win a title in the next 10 years? Woo! Arsenal's future looks kind of bright, I would say. They've got some good young players coming through.
I don't know about that.
I mean, they definitely do
No.
have some promising players coming through, like
Yeah.
Saka. There's
Yeah.
Willock.
Martinelli.
Yeah.
Ganduzi's pretty young still.
I think they have a good
Depends.
young
Depends on
core.
what.
Is it Nick Holden one of the another good center back they've got coming up too?
You mean Rob Holding?
Yes, sorry.
He's not great. I mean, he's been around for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
He has some bad injuries.
honestly, Arsenal's problems, in my opinion, lie in the midfield and in the defense, while also having strikers potentially like always in the rumor mill, like Lacazette and Aubameyang, always rumored to be leaving.
Yeah.
Short-term future, I don't expect anything from Arsenal really. Unless if Arteta can pull miracles and make these players' performances right now into stellar performances, but he needs to get some transfers to help the club, and I don't know if Arsenal's are really doing the best with their transfers. Like I know I read here from The Athletic in relation to David Luiz, it cost up to £24 million to sign David Luiz for 1 season. This breaks down as an £8 million transfer fee to Chelsea, £6 million to intermediaries to fix everything up, and the rest on the Brazilian defender's £10 million a year salary. I don't know how accurate those numbers are, but there are a lot of rumors of him potentially going to Benfica at the end of the season.
I mean, I think Arsenal's biggest issue, like you said, is defensive. They need to be strong. I mean, Arsenal have very talented players in the middle, like we said with Martinelli and Saka and Guendouzi to an extent. But they have to be a little more Sol Campbell, a little less Thierry Henry. That's how I think they need to be.
Maybe. I think what Arsenal right now lack is pulling power at the moment. It really depends on who wants to come to the club. They've been linked with Partey and Upamecano a couple times.
Pardon? Can you pronounce that again?
Upamecano?
Upamecano, I believe it is.
Upamecano.
Whatever, man. These names suck. Whatever.
But here's the question. Here's the question: is if you were a promising footballer, if you were half decent, would Arsenal be even within your top 10 destinations?
Well, it depends what your other destinations are.
Yeah, that depends on my options.
But I mean,
but it also depends,
anyone,
like if you're Arsenal fan or whatever too.
But if you're anyone of half decent quality, let's use Alphonso Davies for an example, just because we all know him. He's not the best in the world, but he's also very promising. He's pretty good. So my question is, if you're Alphonso Davies, you're looking at where you might end up. I don't think Arsenal's in your top 10.
Well, of course, he plays for a much better squad.
Yeah.
I'm just using him for an example because
I know what you mean. I agree with you though, Liam. Arsenal's definitely not that.
Like,
it's not the team that it was.
I think Arteta can.
I would choose Everton. I would choose Everton over
Shut
Arsenal.
up. No, you wouldn't.
I would.
You
wouldn't.
With Carlo Ancelotti?
You wouldn't.
With Carlo Ancelotti, of course I would.
You'd rather live in Liverpool than London? Knowing you who likes the high style of life?
Okay, where I'm living, I've got Carlo Ancelotti there, who's a fantastic manager. I've got owners who actually put money into their team and back it up, not like the Arsenal owners who don't give a fuck about their club. And then I see young talents at Everton who are actually doing well this season, like #1 center forward in the world. But I actually see things at Everton that would encourage me more than Arsenal.
I don't really agree with you, but obviously,
same.
But I think a better example would be Upamecano. I think Arsenal wouldn't be on his list, top of his list, even though Arsenal would heavily want him at his side, and he's been heavily rumored in the past. I think clubs like Bayern, Barcelona would probably be after him, which is obviously more desirable.
If I'm an Arsenal supporter, I would say, why wouldn't I be excited for the future of our club? We've got a promising manager in Mikel Arteta.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be
I like
a great
that
manager.
They brought in Arteta.
Arteta is a student of the game. He was under Guardiola for a couple of years, learned a lot from him. So he's gonna try and bring what he learned from Guardiola to Arsenal. I think. I mean, he beat Manchester United in his first couple of games in charge. So clearly he's doing something right. He knows what to do with the youngsters, and I think he's always on the phone with Pep and asking for advice. I don't know, but I don't know. I think it all comes down to Arteta at this point and the board.
To answer part 2 of that question, do I think they're going to win the league in the next 10 years? No, I'm sorry, I don't think so.
I will go with a yes. I think they will in the 10 years because a lot can happen in 10 years.
I'm gonna say
Lot
no.
can happen, but I still not think no.
I think they got a good crop of young players coming through at the moment. They've got the right manager. All they need is the money and pulling power, and then
I think the
Yeah.
other top 6 is stronger in the future too.
I think it's gonna be one of those things where when they do win the league, it'll be when the league itself is having a bit of a down year.
Leicester won the league. No one would have thought that. So I mean,
Yeah, anything can happen.
Back into Arsenal again. What's next for Aubameyang? He's been linked with the rumor out of the club. I know it's kind of hard to say. No one's really been, concretely linked with him, I guess is the proper word.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know
what's going to happen to Aubameyang. I think what's going to happen is Arsenal will offer him a very fat contract, and he will sign it, and he'll be in North London for the next 3 seasons. If I'm him, I'm getting out.
The only link I can really recall, and I'm not even sure if these were legit or just fans having a pipe dream, but I've read Chelsea.
I wouldn't be surprised because there's been over the past couple of years, Chelsea and Arsenal players swapping sides. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. So,
but you wouldn't imagine Arsenal to let Aubameyang go to not North London, to a London
Arsenal's
rival.
biggest player to leave.
Do
Right
you
now.
remember Robin Van Persie?
You
Not
expect
even
them
that.
to learn from their lessons, man.
this
This
is
is
the same
Arsenal.
club. This is the same club that let Ashley Cole go to Chelsea from Arsenal. Olivier Giroud,
Like, this club doesn't learn, Lucas.
David Luiz.
It's Arsenal.
I mean, I could see him in Chelsea blue. I'll be honest. I could see it happening, but
If
leaving
Chelsea got
England,
Aubameyang, that team would be nasty right now, though.
I think
Yeah.
he might end up in Italy because he's been kind of linked back to AC Milan. But
AC Milan is even a further step down than Arsenal, in my opinion.
no doubt about that. So I don't know. Once again, I do not know where he will end up. So anything can happen.
I think he should stay at Arsenal.
But
for now.
that's a better question in the comments. Where do you guys see Aubameyang going? Will he stay at Arsenal? Will he move abroad? Let us know in the comments your thoughts.
Yeah.
R9, Cruyff, or Zinedine Zidane? For me, definitely Cruyff. I'm gonna agree with him. I think I prefer Johan Cruyff on my side.
Is it like who's the best, or who would you rather have in your team?
Just I mean,
It's tough to say.
mix of
'Cause
both.
if I'm asking, if the question's who would I want in my team, it's hard to argue against a healthy prime R9. The man could
Yeah.
score goals for fun. If
From
the
anywhere.
question's asking who's the most talented player, it would probably be Cruyff, but I mean Zidane is a damn good midfielder.
Zidane's
know.
Zidane too. Like
I mean, that's too hard of a question to answer,
Who
in
am
my
I?
opinion.
I'm choosing R9.
it's so
R9.
hard to say
I
because everyone's gonna have mixed opinions on it. All 3 are fantastic players and all
I don't know.
different
It's
kind of ways.
They're not really comparable though.
No, that's
they're,
my
they're
point.
not, but they're all they're phenomenal players. They're very
Oh,
it's a
100%.
interesting crop because Johan Cruyff. I mean, he kind of revolutionized the game.
Like-
Guy has his own fucking move named after him. So
well, so does Zidane. Well, even though that move has multiple names.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, true. But I mean, also Cruyff, he helped bring in total football, so he was just kind of revolutionizing generational for the game. I would honestly go Cruyff, Zidane, R9 personally. I think
And see,
Zidane was
I
magisterial.
would
As I
go-
say.
I
I'm
would go
not even gonna rank
R9.
that.
I would go R9, Cruyff, Zidane.
I honestly like these guys. I've never watched live play except for Zidane, because like Ronaldo always played in leagues that were very difficult for me to watch. Cruyff retired before I was even alive or born. I mean, and Zidane, Zidane's best part of his career happened when I was a toddler.
But I mean, I'm someone who watches a lot of like old school football. Like I'll go back and watch these players. And Cruyff, oh my god, that guy ran things on the pitch. He can do everything. He
Yeah.
can do anything with a ball.
But it's very
Same with
but
Zidane.
it's very different watching full games nowadays compared to the current
Yeah.
players. It's just very different.
And it's arguable to say that that Cruyff played maybe in a tougher time in football, where it was kind of harder to kind of pull off the tricks and skills and be silky smooth as it is today.
But
a
you
bit
could also
tougher.
argue
You
that
could
some of the
argue-
skill
you
level
could
has
argue it the other
improved
way.
over the years.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
argue that defenders are better. So,
Yeah, the fitness, the athletic ability, yeah, totally.
Personally,
in my
I'm
opinion,
gonna-
this question's too hard to say. But
That- but
if I
Next
actually wanted one,
question.
it'd be R9.
No. I'm gonna go with Cruyff just because I love the way he moved.
I think you
just-
said that
We know
5
you
times
two
now.
choice.
Yeah.
I'm choosing R9. Greg's gonna choose. I'm gonna say Greg's choosing Zidane, and same with Lucas.
I said R9.
Fine, you get R9. Lucas gets Zidane.
Okay.
I'll be honest though,
'Cause
R9
Lucas
was
is
a
prime
tank.
Zidane. Yes,
Times Zidane.
So
if he's healthy. He had too many injuries.
fucking cannon, no shot. Can you talk about Jose managing Spurs?
Jose managing Spurs is a weird thing to see. I gotta be honest. I
didn't
hadn't
really
wanted
ever
to
expect
watch
that
it.
to
Still
happen.
weird to think of sometimes. It's just
Yeah.
like, where did this hat come from?
How the
You're so
mighty
used
have
to
fallen.
them with Poch in the recent
Yeah.
times now.
I
that
think
like
it's
when
been,
when he got sacked, it was just weird.
Liam
I don't
called
think
it.
it's been terrible.
True.
I don't think it's been terrible. I think Jose's been able to get the best out of some players like Dele Alli. I think he's kind of upped his game since Jose came back.
Oh,
Came.
And
But-
Ndombele.
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
initially, but in recent matches before this pause to the campaign, it was very wishy-washy.
It was
for
rocky.
Spurs.
It
Yeah.
was kind of falling apart there for a while. There was like issues off the field with the squad.
Injuries.
On the
all
field, they
the-
were looking poor.
injuries.
Injuries.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Jose needs time with the Spurs team because there needs to be a lot
Jose-
of reworking.
Jose needs to go take a vacation and just
No,
relax
He did take his
himself.
vacation. He came
No,
He
back.
needs
I-
to
he
relax
did.
himself.
The thing is,
Uh,
I think Spurs are gonna come back, and I think they're gonna look pretty good, honestly.
Jose took a break from the game. He was itching to come back, so he took over Spurs. If anyone's gonna maybe help rebuild the side, it's gonna be Jose. He's a fantastic manager, regardless. He's been in the game for how many years? The man won the bloody Champions League with fucking Porto. So it's not often that Spurs hire a Champions League winning manager.
Yeah.
So
Totally, you're 100% right.
But
he knows how to build his teams. He
Things
just
have
needs a
changed
little bit
since
more
then.
time. Yes, I think Jose is trying to adapt to the changes now.
oh, you hope so,
So
because
he's
if he
just-
doesn't, then Spurs are going to be in a bad position in a year's time.
Yeah, he's a little bit
Yep.
stubborn, but I'm gonna give Jose some time. Spurs fans, let us know your thoughts on Jose at Spurs. What do you think of the Welsh national team? I'd love an opinion on it. Well, an interesting side to say the least. Wales have a coach by the name of Ryan Giggs. They've been doing all right as recently,
I really like Wales. I really, really like Wales. I mean,
except
think they-
Liam. Yeah. For whatever reason, you have something against Aaron Ramsey, who I think has been a quality. He's an underappreciated midfielder, in my opinion.
not that good. Overrated.
Yeah, that's why Juventus signed him, right?
Liam hates him just because he got a pie from him.
But
Not
no,
pie,
you know,
not a
talking-
pie from him, a pie because of him. Sorry.
just to talk with the Wales national team, I think they're a good team with some solid players all around, but they work hard for the badge and they really work
Yeah.
hard for their country. And I like Wales. I like how good they did in the Euros there. I like that they
Yeah.
are going to an international tournament again. They've qualified already, and I think they're going to be a little bit of a dark horse. I mean, Gareth Bale is going to be running the show. But yeah, Ramsey in the midfield. You got
Yeah, I mean,
Daniel James. You have a good team there.
I mean, Bale's only 30 still. He still has some time
Yeah.
under his belt. Coming for the Euros, they do have Turkey, Switzerland, and Italy in their group.
Yeah, it's a group they can get out of.
Not a tough group. Maybe Turkey could be good. Italy, maybe, you never know. I hope to see them do another run like they did in 2016. I mean, that 2016 run was fantastic. I mean, you had Gareth Bale running things. I think Ramsey was scoring as well. I can't remember. I mean, those are two standout names for Wales. It's Bale and Ramsey. I think I'm missing a couple, of course.
I'm surprised Wallace hasn't just gone off with Daniel James, to be honest.
Yeah, Daniel
mean, Daniel-
James.
Daniel James isn't the most fantastic player, so
I think he'll be good for them, though. I think he'll
no,
work
yeah,
hard
he's
for them.
he's a good young player. He still has time to improve his game. I just think all he has is speed.
Well,
If
when
I'm
you
being
also
honest.
got the club like a legend like Giggsy doing
Yeah.
managing, it's like it helps out a lot.
In a sense, yeah. I don't really know who they got coming through the ranks. I mean, they have Rabbi Matadondo in the they've got
Robbie
a couple.
Matondo. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's good.
They've got
he's
a
very
couple players
quick as
playing
well.
in Germany. Ethan Ampadu, RB Leipzig player.
Plays for Chelsea. and
James Lawrence in St. Pally. So yeah, hope for the best for Wales. Lucas, this is for you and I. Basically, thoughts on the Polish national team. Wow, we can go
What,
into.
me and Liam could talk about this.
No, I don't want you to talk about it. I'm kind of concerned for the Polish national team going forward. I don't really know who's going to carry the mantle after Lewandowski leaves. He's kind of carried our national team for the past decade. The old guard is starting to kind of phase out. You know, Blaszczykowski is still there. Piszczek just retired from the national team. You have players like Milik, Piontek, Zielinski, players like Dragowski, a few other youngsters in the mix. But my worry for Poland right now is the defense. There's no one in that defensive core that is coming through and looks fantastic. There's no Lukasz Piszczek. Kamil Glik has been okay. He's been playing better at Monaco. I was really disappointed with the way we played at the 2018 World Cup. I don't even like thinking about that World Cup because of the way we performed. Okay, that's how bad it was. We also have Grzegorz Krychowiak, who's been decent in Russia again. He's starting to find form again. I mean, he moved to Paris Saint-Germain and basically lost anything he had. I don't know why. Szczesny, I think he deserves more credit, more praise. I think he's one of the best goalies in the world right now. So, but yeah, Lucas, what do you think?
I'm somewhat happy with the team right now, but obviously the defense isn't ideal. We've always had problems at the left back position. I thought Bereshinski was going to be the guy to be able to cover for Piszczek in the future, but I'm not really sure what's been going on with him this past season. There are some younger guys coming up, like Gubny. I know he had a bad injury though. There's a handful of good players coming from Poznan, and there's always good Polish players that come out of nowhere, like Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Didn't come into the Bundesliga till he was like 22. But yeah, I'm hoping for more midfielders and defenders to develop for the national team, because I think
we're good for strikers.
Yeah, and goalkeepers as well. I mean,
yeah.
I am a little concerned for the long term, like you was, and I really hope Poland can still develop some players so we don't go back to the days of the 2000s.
Yeah, I think to also say one of Poland's biggest issues has been injuries in the past, because a lot of their young players would get injured. Like, I think Michał Ziro was a young lad coming through, Rafał Wolski, there's a long list of names of young players who just kind of got injured or got lost in their career and never turned out to be what they were expected to be.
Yeah, the one guy who went to Leicester, what was his name again?
Kapustka.
Yeah, he became things like I think
flop.
he cares more about rapping than football.
No, he had a great Euros at Euro 2016. Everyone thought, oh my god, this is the Polish Messi. Well, no one said that, but I'm just saying.
Can me and Greg give our opinions on the Polish national team?
Sure.
I think I speak for both me and Greg when I say Lewandowski is the Polish national team.
Maybe.
Cool.
Maybe.
They got a
Next
decent
question.
keeper. They got a very fantastic striker. And, Zelinski's not too bad. There you go.
No love for Szczesny. Best number 9 of all time. I'm gonna go easy with this. I'm going with R9.
I was gonna say, do you mean like actual like number 9, like on the field, or do you mean like kit number 9?
Jesus Christ, Lynn.
You don't know what these people are asking. I need clarity, people.
But yes, R9.
Yeah, I mean, like, that guy without injuries, just
Yeah.
holy shit.
I think if he didn't have his injuries, he could have easily been top 3 of all time. Could have been up there
Yeah.
with Messi and Ronaldo.
Well, that's the thing I was gonna say is Messi and Ronaldo are not number 9s yet in terms of goal scoring. They're the best kind of thing. Like they're right
Yeah.
up there. But yeah, I mean, to look at strikers, I mean, present day, you have your Luis Suarez, your Robert Lewandowski.
Mm-hmm.
Are either of those the best of all time, though? I'm not too sure. I mean, R9 for sure has to be in that conversation. The man is a goal-scoring machine kind of thing. But I'm gonna say a different number. I'm gonna say Alan Shearer. I think in terms of goal scoring, I think Alan Shearer is just his numbers don't lie kind of thing.
Yeah, he's great.
I'm not gonna say Aguero's the best of all time, but I think we're gonna look back at Aguero and be like, damn, we really underrated this guy.
One player that people don't actually talk about a lot anymore is definitely Alfredo Di Stefano.
Well, because none of us
Arguably the best ever Real
remotely
Madrid player.
Yeah, but that's definitely one of the legendary ones.
But that's the thing with these kind of questions is the fact that they played during different times, different eras.
Mhm.
So it's it's always hard to say in all time. Like if you say like in a certain decade or whatever, then it's a
Gerd
little
Mueller.
easier to say.
Gerd Mueller, yeah, he scored a bucket
Yeah.
of goals.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with R9 because that man was a force to be reckoned with. If you're a defender and you see him coming at you, you're probably gonna shit your pants. I'm gonna be honest. If he doesn't break your legs, he's probably gonna take a shot and you're gonna block it and your career's over. That's what's gonna happen if R9's coming at you.
I mean, it'll sting, but you'll be fine.
I'm telling you, man, that guy's a beast. Give him.
Shearer.
This is why people say we know nothing about football.
I mean, well, you don't need to tell me that R9's a beast.
Okay.